today I'm going to be revisiting my Makeup Nightmares video. Obviously that was a complete joke. It was supposed to be like a parody of makeup in general, makeup mistakes, and I think most of you got it. A lot of you found it really funny. Today I thought what I would do is revisit that look, and obviously that look was supposed to be completely ridiculous. And I would kind of just redo the look in a way that actually works, in a way that actually looks flattering. And I'm gonna walk you through it and explain to you why I'm doing the things I'm doing so that you can kind of fix a lot of these mistakes. I think this is gonna be a really fun video. It might be a little bit longer than my normal videos, simply because I'm gonna be talking to you through like each step and explain why I'm doing it. I think it's gonna be really fun, so let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Manhattan Eye-Mazing eyeshadow pen. I'm going to try to use a lot of the same products that I used in the Makeup Nightmare videos, and obviously I'm just going to hopefully apply it a little bit better. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply a tiny bit of that and then just use like one of my fingers to spread that out. You can also use a brush if you're more comfortable with that. What you can also do is just use your brush if you have one to just kind of get it from the pencil, and that's gonna make it just apply a little bit more precisely and a little bit thinner. And then you can just also grab some of that and apply it to the lower lash line. So I'm gonna use the L'Oreal eyeshadow quad. This is the Color Riche eyeshadow, New Essentials in 208 Skinny Jeans, and my lid is actually broken off, but it comes with 4 shades, and I'm gonna be using this sort of a dark blue, the dark blue down here, and then this sort of mid-tone cobalt blue, which I really like. And first I'm gonna go in with that slightly lighter color blue. I'm going to apply this right onto the inner part of my eye. I really like how pigmented these eyeshadows are. I'm really quite surprised. Then I'm gonna go in with that darker color and just use the other side of my brush to get some of that. And you also want to always tap off the excess, not like completely, you don't have to hit it very hard, but it's just so that you're not going to get like a lot of fallout below your eye. I mean, you might get a little bit, but it's going to reduce the amount of fallout that you get. And this I'm just applying to like the outer third of my eye, just packing that on. You can take your blending brush of your choice, so I'm using the MAC 217 for that. And I'm just going to blend that out, okay? So you don't want those harsh edges as I showed in, you know, the Makeup Nightmares video. I mean, sometimes you can do really cool looks with sharp edges, but for this kind of smoky eye, you just want it to look a bit more blended. So now sometimes the easiest thing to do is to use a transition color to go from the really dark to the lighter highlight. So I really like MAC Soft Brown for this. And what I like to do is just kind of go around the edge of that with the soft brown and just blend that in. And as you can see, it kind of transitions from the darker color almost to your skin color. And what I also like to do is just put a little bit of a shadow kind of right underneath my brow there. In that quad, as I showed in the Nightmares video, there's a kind of a shimmery white eyeshadow in there. And I really don't understand why companies put in these colors, because they just really almost never look flattering on as a highlight. I'm gonna use a shade that's pretty close to my own skin tone, so it's gonna depend, you know, on your skin color. You're gonna have to try to find a matte eyeshadow that's about the same color as your skin tone. So for me personally, this is this is Ben Nye Toast. You know, if you have darker skin, you're gonna need something different. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna blend that out underneath my brow, okay? So it does kind of make it look like a highlight, but it doesn't look like shimmery white eyeshadow up to your brow. It's just, I've never seen that look flattering on anyone. This is totally optional. You can skip this part if you want, but this is MAC Vellum, and it's this gorgeous kind of multi-tonal reflective color. It just looks white in here, but it kind of reflects a purple. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply that right on the inner part of my eye, and it's going to give that beautiful glowing inner highlight right there. I think it's one of those like awesome, underrated MAC eyeshadows that doesn't really get talked about a lot. I just realized I totally forgot to do the under eyelid, whoops. So I'm just gonna quickly do that. I'm gonna basically use these 2 colors, pack that onto the lower lid, and you don't have to take this all the way in. I'd say like leave a little space on the inner part where you can blend. And then you can use a little bit of this, the MAC Vellum again. And this technique of applying like a really lighter shadow on the inner like tear duct area, it kind of prevents your eye from looking too small, especially if you have smaller eyes. Dark smoky eyes can really close your eyes and just make them look really small. So just putting some kind of a lighter color there just kind of brightens it up a little bit. So I'm going to take a black eyeliner pencil. This is Smashbox Limitless Eyeliner in Onyx. And what I'm going to do is apply this onto just right around the lower lashes. And then just blend it out so you get a really nice smoked out, blown out liner. You can also take a little bit of the eyeshadow that you used before to help you blend it out. So for glitter, I'm going to use the Glam Crystals Dazzling Gel Eyeliner. This is by Collection 2000. This is a drugstore product from the UK. These glitter liners are so good. Like, it's incredible, and they are so inexpensive. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna apply that kind of into the very middle part of my lid. And you can use your finger just to dab it out a little bit. You know, you don't need glitter like all over your eye. That doesn't often look flattering. So, and then I'm going to top that with this MAC Reflects Transparent Teal glitter. Oh my God, this is like one of my favorite glitters. It is just so pretty. So I'm gonna just put that onto the back of my finger, and then just before that sets, you can just blend it out a bit. Gorgeous, isn't it so pretty? Then you're just gonna line your eyes. So I am just gonna use gel liner and do a quick eyelining here. So I'm gonna use the MAC Black Track Fluid Line and an art brush. You know, maybe I can't show you this super close up. So if you want more details on this, I'd check out my cat eye, I think it's called Cat Wing Eyeliner How To or something like that. And then I'm going to take a white kohl pencil. This is the Maybelline Expression Kajal in white. And I'm gonna put this on my lower waterline, and here's just the tip. Just don't tug too hard. Like, yes, you might have to put a finger there just to kind of pull down a little bit, but you know, you don't want to be tugging too hard on that skin. Just a little bit, very, very gentle pressure. And I'm using a white again to open up the eye a little bit visually. And then you want to do cleanup. So I've got some fallout here. I just like to use, either you can do your eyes before you do your foundation. That's probably the easiest way to do that. The reason I don't do that is in videos just because, you know, I want to do my face like flawless or, you know, pretty good before I start filming. But if you are doing this on yourself at home, like the easiest thing to do is just do your eyes before you do your foundation. I've gone ahead and applied mascara, and believe it or not, you don't need 20 coats of mascara. I think like 1 coat will do, just apply it nicely. For brows, I do have like a detailed video on that. It's quite an older video that I made, but I haven't really changed my routine very much. I'm using a few different products. Maybe I'll do an updated brow routine video. But the one peeve that I kind of highlighted in there, where I had a few, is to, you know, really kind of change the natural shape of your brow. This is the shape that my brow grows in. I hardly ever pluck. Like, I know some people say, oh, you should grow your brows out. Well, they don't grow more than this, unfortunately. I would love to have like Cara Delevingne-esque type of brows. And the other thing is that, you know, I really can't just take them in further than where they end, because if I start drawing, you know, I could put on color here, but it's gonna look so obvious because there's no hair growing. Yes, if there's a hair growing here, I'll pluck it out, but it's not like I unnaturally pluck here. So you can take in your brow maybe a little bit, but the thing is, if I was to take my brow in now to here, which is quite, you know, a space there, there's no hair growing underneath, right? So like that might work if you're a distance away, but as soon as you're close to my face or you're talking to me face to face, it's gonna be so obvious that you're just like drawn in your brow where there's no brow hair. So I personally think it doesn't look that great. You know, it's kind of, these are all very personal decisions that you have to make, what you think looks good. And then what I'll do is I'll just take some brow powder. This is the Kryolan eyebrow powder in medium, and I will just kind of go on top of that. So I've already applied bronzer and highlighter, and I feel like I'm not going to cover that too much in this video simply because I think that could be a whole video in itself, especially for fair skin or maybe pale skin. It's kind of hard to get it right. So let me know if you would like to see a video on that. Now I used a super, super bright blush in that video, and I think, you know, especially if you're gonna have so much eye makeup on, just tone down everything else. It's the Trio Effect blush in Pink Cupcake by Manhattan. So I'm gonna use these two colors and kind of just blend them together. Just gonna put a little of that on my cheeks. And what I'm gonna do is I'm really just going to be applying just a little bit of that onto the apples and then sweep it backwards so you don't have this crazy stripe. You don't need to have blush all the way back here. So nude lips, again, this could be a whole video on its own. I'm just going to briefly show you what I'm going to use. My actual lips are a little bit deeper. So if you want to go for a super nude look and you want it to look almost like concealer-like as I showed, then try to match the color to the skin around. But another way to do lips is to kind of just make it my lips but better. So you can kind of go with the natural pinkiness of your lips, and you can use a lipstick that kind of brings out the color. So that's kind of two different ways that you can do nude lips. So that's why I'm going to use this pencil by Inglot. Actually, this lip pencil is not too light. It is a little bit darker than my skin tone. And you can just use a little bit of that to fill it in if you want to do that, because that is going to prevent that dual, you know, color look. So you got a really dark liner and then a really light lip inside. That just looks ridiculous. Like, don't do that. For that concealer lip look, I'm obviously not going to use concealer. In most cases, it doesn't look good. So I'm going to use this lipstick by MAC, and it's called Myth. A lot of you will know it. A lot of people hate it, but this is a really cool lipstick that, like, if you know how to work with it, it does look really good. I like to use a lip brush with this simply because if you do put it on straight from the tube, it can look concealer-ish. Just use a lip brush to prevent that. I think with lips, it's just important not to have too many products like piled on really thick, because it just doesn't look attractive. And for lip gloss, I'm going to use the same product that I used in the Nightmares video. It's the Catrice Brilliant Lip Gloss. My home is my sandcastle. I think this was limited edition. Again, what to do here is you could use a lip brush. You could apply it like that. It's totally fine. Just for the sake of this video, I'm going to just use a brush, but you can apply it like this. And here's really less is more. You don't need 5 layers of lip gloss. It's just unnecessary. You don't need it. Just put a little bit, or you could skip lip gloss altogether. It's not like you don't need 3 lip products at once, but since that's what I used in the Nightmares video, I just want to show you that it is possible to use lip gloss without it being, you know, too much. You can use it from the tube directly. You know, if you want to go like that, just use your finger. So the last thing I did is applied lashes, and I just couldn't show that on camera. It is these ones, the Sleek Eyelashes. I wanted to use a bit more dramatic ones simply because, you know, that was kind of the look I was going for in that Nightmare video. And this is in number 234, Savannah. So with lashes, it's just really important to get them obviously really close to your real lashes. Try to get them on the black line that you drew for the eyeliner so that it's not, you know, wonky and stuff. And if there's any spaces where you can see below, just use a black liner. You can just, you know, go in and trace over any areas that aren't, you know, perfect anymore. All right, and that's the finished look. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys learned a lot of little tips and tricks. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and leave your comment down below. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter, and you can find all the products I used on my blog as always. So I'll have the link for that also below. Bye everyone, see you soon.